The video you're about to watch is an episode that I. The video you the video you're about to watch is from footage that I either didn't do anything with, didn't know what to do with, or just completely forgot about. Whatever the reason is, I didn't do anything with it when I recorded it, and all these are 2 to 3 to 4 years old at this point, so the quality is going to be vastly worse than my usual content is. But I hope you enjoy nonetheless. Welcome, heroes and villains, to Fjooken Enterprises YouTube channel. Take a moment, relax, stop your bickering, and just enjoy the show. Welcome, heroes and villains, to Fjooken Enterprises YouTube channel. This is another conversations with Fjuk and another GM interview as my quest to interview all the game masters in the world that will allow me to, which is a very daunting task if I stop to think about it, but I'm just going ahead with it. And as I always do, I will allow my guests to introduce themselves.
Hey guys, I'm the Gaming Choker Bro. I've been a game master for a few years, not too many, but it's just who I am, and I also do other things like Game Master Online.
How'd you get into tabletop role-playing games?
It'd be a fair chunk of years ago, back when I was young. I grew up playing Baldur's Gate 2 on the PC. I remember having the 4 discs, and that was using the system of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And I suppose I've always wanted to see what it was like to actually make a character that you were in that whole world. And it just seemed to appeal to me because I've always had a love for using my imagination, having the world around me, similar to reading a book. I've always felt that I could be a part of that world if I just imagine more.
What tabletop role-playing games have you played?
Wow, that's a bit of an easier question to answer there. But I played the Warhammer one, which was really hard. I played a Star Wars one. Can't remember what that's called though. I've played D&D 3.5 edition. I played the 5th edition. I played Pathfinder. And I believe that's it. Oh, no. There is a Final Fantasy system that I am currently in the middle of playing with a couple of mates.
How did you go from being a player to being a game master?
I'd say it wasn't going from player to game master. It's more like I wanted to experience the world of being a game master. I'll always love playing the games and being a part of the world, but I also wanted to create the world around the players, make them experience what I enjoyed being a player, making the world, letting the players form it around them, mold it to what they do. And as I said, I've always had a good imagination, and I just wanted to let them experience what I had fun with.
Are there any systems that you refuse to run?
Honestly, the only system I would probably refuse to run would be the Warhammer 40k one, because I just don't really know much about the lore, so I don't think I'd be able to really make a game that good. Whereas with the Dungeons and Dragons world, there is lore, but it's very basic, and you can sort of choose a timeline and just build within that, keeping what little lore there is to the side and making the world your own.
Are there any, on the opposite side of that coin, are there any systems you enjoy running?
I've always enjoyed Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 and Pathfinder because, as I stated, the world is a lot less restrictive on how you can create it and how you can do everything in it. It's just a lot less stressful and you can have a little bit more fun because it's a more open world. It's also a lot easier of a system to get into as well for beginners. And it's what I began with Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder. A lot easier systems.
With playing games in Star Wars, Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer, do you have any common house rules?
Well, there were some house rules I actually have dabbled in. Mind you, this was in more so Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder than the others. But one of them was using a name generator for characters. And some of them have turned out to be quite hilarious, I'm not going to lie. But the best one I remember was a gnome called Figbert Fiddledump. But it was a simple generator to use, and it just was such a well-loved house rule that many people who wanted me to host asked, "Is this house rule going to be a part of it?" Because they have friends who talk about it and all that stuff. But the other house rule I remember was it would be fun. And it was called Kick the Gnome. It was something I tended to do in games that was making fun of gnomes. I have no idea why. I just thought, make fun of gnomes. I guess I got a little bit of something from online or other video games or something. But all it was that if there was a gnome, you had to kick it, no matter what. It did turn out to be quite fun, especially when it involved one of my games actually being broken because of it.
Do you have any fond memories of the players completely surprising you?
Yes, the game breaking from the Kick the Gnome house rule actually. The story was these people went to a town just after the party, went to a town, and I can't remember exactly what they did, but the mayor came to congratulate them or something or other. And as I said, it had the house rule of kick the gnome going, and yeah, someone kicked the mayor of the town down the town hall stairs because the mayor was born as a gnome. And the thief in the group somehow managed to convince the mayor that it was the annual Duke Nukem Day, where everyone was allowed to kick ass and chew gum. But sadly, the town was out of gum. So they just had to kick ass all day. I just don't know how that ended up happening. I was like looking at everything in front of me. It's like, what? No, what? How did they do that? How did you manage to do that? I don't even know where it came from. It was just something that came from my house rule. But with not just my players as well, I've had memorable moments of being a player as well. Like in one of my games, our monk managed to tame a miniature Tarrasque. Don't know how that.
Are there any moments of everything going according to plan that you would like to discuss today?
Oh, not really, because I don't recall any games going exactly to plan. they might go to plan, but they don't. They go a loophole, a long way around. Like, it's just you just don't hear real stories of things going exactly to plan. They always go sidewinder or something like that. So I don't really have any memories or fond moments of things going exactly as planned.
As the penultimate question, do you have any advice for your fellow game masters?
Actually, yeah, just take it one step at a time. Follow the rules of the books and just have fun. If you want to put a little bit of quirkiness in the game, don't don't stop doing it. Just do it. You've got to make the game fun, not just for the players, but you have to enjoy the game as well. How if you can't make the game fun for yourself and something that you enjoy being a part of, how are the players going to have fun? That's the main thing that you've got to do. Just let everybody have fun.
As we end this interview, is there anything that you're is there anything that you're as we end this interview, is there anything that you're a part of that you would like to shout out?
Oh, the only thing I'm a part of at this moment is just a game that I'm a player of. Um, I do want to, however, look into hosting a game of my own soon, but with limited resources at the moment that I have, it's going to be a little bit hard because I've got to worry about all sorts of things, trying to find the people, getting the time, and all that stuff. But it is something I am looking forward to doing again.
Thank you all for making it to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you, Gaming Chocoblo, for being my guest today.
You're very welcome.